think we want to see a wheelie. Hooray! Nice, slippery on the grass there. Phenomenal. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome bit of rider control. Through the puddle, up the final hill. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a massive cheer for Jack Challoner. Phenomenal. Awesome bit of riding, dude. Chris, have you stopped riding for 5 minutes? Don't change the habit of a lifetime. Now, Chris, this year you're on, is it the 890R again?
Yeah, 890R. So, just picked this up with the Sweetland guys this morning, so I've done about 5 miles on it.
You haven't had time to wreck it or get it fully muddy yet then?
No, I'm working on the muddy side of it, but wrecking will come later.
That's a promise.
Pretty much later, not in the next 10 minutes.
Hey, we'll see to that. Chris, I'll just give you a quick take to talk about, you do this series, Say No to Slow. It's a little bit about rider coaching. Have you got a couple of kind of things that you can point people to where they can find out more about it?
Yeah, thank you for letting me pump my gears. So yeah, say no to slow.nz, so that's where you'll find everything that we do, the rider training schools, all the online courses, all that sort of stuff. We have an app now, so you can download it all onto your phone and sort of train whilst you're out in the mountains and the trails, so yeah, it's a good thing.
Now, Chris, we're going to get you out on this course, we'll get a couple of laps. Do you fancy going to the logs at the end as well? Sure, I didn't think you'd take much persuading. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get Chris out onto the trails. Let's have a massive round of applause for Mr. Chris Birch. He's asking for directions off Adam. This could go very wrong. So, straight into it. No hanging about with Chris. We've got these skillful riders doing perfect balance point wheelies, and the bit that gets the biggest cheer is when they stack it. I was about to say, Chris has fitted some enduro tyres to his bike to give him more grip. I'm guessing I'm wrong. Yeah, so Chris has gone for the Mitas, which is kind of like a hard-wearing version of the enduro tyre. Quite a good adventure bike tyre. It's been a long-term sponsor of his. He's done a lot of cool stuff on their tyres and videos. But apart from that, again, we're looking at a stock KTM Adventure R, which is again a little bit more extreme off-road focus compared to the Husqvarna, but based on that same 890 twin-cylinder engine. As well as Chris's Say No to Slow schools, you can actually go and ride one at the Sweetland Adventure Bike Academy. They've got a whole fleet of them there that you can get out, go and take from first off-road steps through to maybe not quite what Chris is about. Through. We might have to get a tape measure on that. That was pretty high.
I think the Himalayas got it so far.
Now again, Chris's background, he comes from enduro, but he specifically comes from hard enduro. That's his background in competition. So it's all about really technical, getting enduro bikes into places no bike was ever meant to be. And he's done a really good job of transferring that onto the bigger bikes and getting them, you know, putting those skills to use. Famous for a big wheelie. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a massive round of applause for Chris Birch. What happened at the bottom?
That pretty much sums up my day today. I don't know what problems are.
Well, if this is you on a bad day, I don't want to see you on a good day, mate. That was still pretty awesome. I think we'd like to see one more lap. Anyone want to see another lap? Yeah, just watch that bottom there. It's a bit slippery. Wheeling down to the corner he just crashed at. No problems with commitment from that man, is there? Absolutely sending it up the hill there. As I was saying, yeah, Chris comes from extreme enduro, so it's a form where it's kind of a blend of trials and enduro in together. You do a lot more difficult terrain, and actually when that transfers onto an adventure bike, the places he's taken a normal enduro bike means that he can get an adventure bike places most people wouldn't dream of taking one, using those fine skills, the trial skills. And again, he covers a lot of that stuff. He's very good at articulating those skills in his technique videos. It's actually well worth a watch. You definitely will learn something. Causing more carnage out the far end there. He's popping down into the big bowl again. ladies and gentlemen, full send out of the bowl. We're getting back round this slippery grass bank here.
Watch this wheelie coming up here.
As he comes back down into the arena now, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, he's going to ride the logs in a second, so if anyone wants to see him wander up there, let's have a big cheer for Chris Birch as he comes back up the hill. That is some awesome control. Chris, you can have a crack at the logs. He says he'll give it a go. Let's get him round there. Make a bit of space, ladies and gentlemen.
First bike's an easy one. Probably lots of people have said this, Yamaha PW50.
Okay, I think they said the same one as well.
That was our first bike,
Yeah. And then your
bike
favourite bike, that if it's
I was
something you
very
can't
lucky.
afford.
I actually got to ride my dream bike, which was Fabrizio Mione's Dakar winning 950
Right.
rally, the 950 rally bike, and I got to ride it in Morocco.
Okay.
That
Tailored to your specifications.
No. It was basically there on display, but all KTM's display bikes all run. And it was at the 790 launch, and we were packing up afterwards. I'm like, guys, I'm gotta ride this thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking around. No bosses here. Okay, just do not crash this.
So it was an instant hit favourite.
Yeah, it'd be like driving Nigel Mansell's Formula One car sort of thing for a Formula One fan. So it was pretty amazing to get to ride that.
Yeah, and you'd have had a lot of experience with different types of bikes, no doubt. So
Yeah.
when you jumped out and rode, you just thought, wow, this is a.
Yeah, but it was more. It's like, it was an amazing bike to ride, and like it was the start of the whole KTM adventure bike program. And the guy was an absolute living legend as well, so it was kind of like it's a historical timepiece at the same
felt
time.
Privileged to do.
Very
that.
privileged. Like, I've never ridden a bike I wanted to crash less.
Right, yeah. But yeah, so last question. You've ridden all around the world, I imagine. Favourite place to ride a bike? Where would you want to ride right now if you had a
pretty
choice?
biased, but New Zealand's pretty good.
New Zealand.
New Zealand's something else, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a lot of access for off-road riding still.
So it's the geography, the topography, the landscape, the climate.
And being quite like a geologically young country, there's a lot of variety, and we've got every type of riding you could possibly imagine all in one place.
But people say it's a bit like the UK, New Zealand.
Parts of it are, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say what New Zealand is like because it changes so much.
I
But
think
imagine the UK with 5 million people.
Yes. Last year you said you went Wales before you came here. You said it, but what did you say? What did you say? New Zealand is like Wales but without the gates.
Yeah.
So, that's great, Chris. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much. See ya.
So if you've seen Adam's videos, again, another rider, not so much from trials, but from the enduro world, absolutely phenomenal skill and a really committed approach to riding the bike. It's always exciting to watch him ride. So can we have a massive round of applause for our next rider, Mr. Adam Rieman. So Adam's riding today, he's on the Husqvarna Norden 901, the Expedition version. This is the test, how quick can he get his helmet off? That's a pro. Gloves on, undone the D-strap. Adam, welcome. First of all, tell us a little bit about sort of what got you into riding the adventure bikes from an enduro world.
It was media, actually, an opportunity to film these safaris and rallies that we have in Australia. It kind of set the standard, to be honest, BMW safaris, KTM adventure rallies. And look, I wasn't into it. I was a dirt bike racer. I thought, what are these big heavy street bikes they're on? And
be careful, don't lose the crowd already. There better be a button.
They won me over, and I got a good decade of riding bikes I could never afford. And I got to meet the people and just become part of the culture, and in the process I fell in love with it all and bought my own, and my very own adventure bike is actually a 32-year-old XRV 750 Africa Twin. This isn't mine. I've done a lot of different projects with manufacturers, and just to put all this in, give you some context, I flew into Austria just over 2 weeks ago. They prepped the bike for me. It's a completely standard Norden 901. They put an acro muffler on because they're my sponsor, a one-piece rally seat, and off-road wheels because they kind of knew where I'd go and what I'd do with it. And it got me here, just didn't miss a beat. It's really a faultless adventure bike in terms of performance. It's a comfortable adventure bike. I don't think they want to target it as hardcore as the 890, but yeah, look, you can. I just want to show you that it's a real world bike. I've put 4,700 Ks on it. Could probably do with an oil change. The fork seal was actually leaking in France. I just cleaned that up a bit and she come good. But look, this is just like your bike that you'd get out of the dealership. Brake pads are fairly half worn. Yeah, I'll do a couple of laps and you'll get to see what the Norden is, or what I can do with it anyway.
So I've got a question. Have you got to ride it back again?
No, just get these couple of laps done and park it and get on the piss with you lot.
Hey! So what I was hearing there was full send.
If you want to see some wheelies, just hang about for 15 minutes when my old mate Christopher Birch shows up.
I thought he was only Christopher if he's in trouble. So again, as Adam said there, few changes to the bike, the acro pipe, the one-piece seat. Like, oh, I've obviously walked too far there. Like Jackie's again running the more enduro-focused tyre. If you've ever tried these on your adventure bike, off-road they're a game changer. A proper enduro tyre gives you so much traction, but on the road they're a bit moody, so it's personal choice. Let's have a massive cheer and get Adam onto the course and get some sends on the Norden. So again, big makes with Chris Birch, and yeah, both absolutely legendary for sending these bikes hard. Big launch up the jumps over the back there. He comes down again to the bottom of the hill. Big step down in the woods there onto an off-camber corner. Anyone who's ridden that section of the course will know how technical that is. To attack it with speed like that is really impressive.
Fell off yesterday. Just slid it out to wide.
So he's coming onto the far side of the course now, heading up towards the bomb hole. You all know where he's going. The TRF guys have got a grin on their face here. I'm sure you dig that out deep over here. Absolutely sent out of there. For anyone who's trying this tomorrow on their own bikes, WP Suspension have got a tent over the back when you need your fork seals replaced. Turning down, he's heading down towards the water splash now. Us. Big wheelie through the hole. Let's give him a cheer as he comes back into the arena. We want to see some wheelies up the hill. He's coming into the crowd, watch out! He's made it all the way here from Austria, but he's got lost on a little grass bank there, hasn't he? I can say that he can't hear me. Sending out the hill there, big throttle control. So again, those who are not familiar with this model of the Norden Expedition is the second version Husqvarna brought out. It's actually a slightly longer travel one, based on the same engine as the KTM 890, but it's just got a little bit of a different feel to it. The Expedition has longer travel, and it's a little bit more of a travel-oriented bike, whereas the 890 is kind of focused on that hardcore off-road rider. But ultimately, if you put someone like Adam on them, they do much the same thing, as I'm sure he's about to demonstrate. Here he is, turning the corner, coming round into the bomb hole again now. He's going for Birchie's title. He's got one hand on that 50 quid right now. Now I'm gonna confess here, Jack had a practice on the logs earlier. Adam hasn't practiced on them yet. So we're gonna have a see if he fancies a first crack at that log crossing. We're getting back down the hill through those hidden holes in the grass. Through the water splash, back up, here he comes. Let's have a cheer for Adam Rieman. He's coming to the gun, he was a beer.
First bike was a Suzuki RM80, really old one. It had drum brake front and rear. It was water cooled. It was a shit box that I always broke down, but it taught me how to work on bikes. My most favourite one and only bike, if it could only be one from here on, you know the answer. It's my old XRV 750 Africa Twin.
Right, okay.
The Warhorse.
I know it's a bit vague, the country, preferable country to ride, because you've been all over the world, and it's a bit vague.
It's less about the riding and more about the culture, because you can find good riding, challenging riding anywhere in the world where you legally can go.
Yeah.
It's more about the culture. So
it's the extracurricular stuff with adventure riding. It's like the immersive side of where the country you're riding, the people.
When you get to these destinations, you pull up, just the food they feed you, the language they speak, the way they are.
And they're quite humbling, aren't they? It's relative to when you think of our lifestyle in the Western world, so to speak, and then you go to these, and they're so proud of what little they have.
Yeah, that's the best part of motorcycle travel.
Yeah.
Mate, I gotta run.
Appreciate that.
So hungry.
Take care.